J-Train, would love you and your guests' opinions on guys giving you their numbers on Bumble or any dating app versus asking for your number. I've had this happen a couple times, and I'm not a huge fan, but I've had this happen a couple of times, and I'm not a huge fan, but I don't want to be too picky. I want the guy to ask for my number and ask me out. See attached for a recent example, last message in the chat. We matched and talked back and forth for a few days, and then he sent me that. What do you think? Should I text this guy to set up a date? So we'll bring up the text. I'll be her, you be him. But let's start, before we get into this, what do you think of her, about her idea of being too picky? Should she even make the attempt if it doesn't taste good to her?
No, I mean, it's your prerogative to be as picky as you like, right? That's
yeah.
Beauty dating.
I think that's her big problem here. Is she's going, is it okay to feel the way I feel? Yes, it's okay to feel the way you feel. Some people, they get a number from the guy gives them their number and they go, oh, this is great. It doesn't feel great. That's okay. To me, that's your first sign that it's not the match. Good riddance. Get rid of them. Don't text them. But let's read this text. Okay, so I'll be him, you be her, or you be him, I'll be her.
Okay, you want to start this? That's interesting.
Yeah, go for it.
Is that her?
That's him.
Okay, that's interesting. What field? Like technical recruiting? Sorry for the late response. I was annexed by my father to play tennis because his buddy bailed last minute. Ha.
No, so I started in email marketing, and now my client utilizes our loyalty platform. So if you think about your CC, how you earn points, this is all hilarious dating app combos that mean nothing. Yeah, banter. Wells Fargo is my client. They use our platform to manage their points / redemptions, etc. Like, this is all. We are in full, email with a coworker mode. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. That has to be one of the best Derek, quote unquote, for real middleman connections I've ever heard of. My bad on response time. Work is just nuts right now with these lumber prices. But hey, I'm bad at this app. My number is ... I'm in Bucktown as well. If you ever want to hit up Lottie's for a drink, give me a shout. Smiley face.
See, I understand why she's left unfulfilled by this. This is like, right? Like, you even reading this, like, we're three guys. We're all sitting here being like, it's like, ba-na-na-na-na-na. Like, this is, it's not sexy. Hey, to toss your number at someone. It's just not, again, we live in these times, no genders. We're not trying to we're not trying to like live in broad strokes, but I can understand, like, even reading this as a man, I'm going, that's not a sexy way to go out. Like, yeah, let me know if you ever want to go to this place sometime. You know what I mean? What do you think of this?
Yeah, it's not a real request for a date. It's a little bit too cutesy for my own personal taste, but I can't really judge people's, game on apps too much. I think throwing your number out in this way is kind of just like let's see, I'm not really, I think everyone on apps also says, I'm bad at this app. I'm not on here. Obviously, it's one more hoop to jump through to get to someone's, phone number. That's kind of the end goal, is to meet them. Phone numbers are kind of generally easier. But it's kind of a half-ass offer.
Well, you nailed it. You said in the beginning of what you were just talking about, like, first of all, you're right. It's a half-ass offer. Second of all, it's just another number that you're trying to add to the group. This lives in the land of men love options. We're not going to toss anything away. We're just going to give out our number and see who's going to come to us. That's why Bumble, to me, is not a great dating app. It serves to male laziness. And listen, I'm not above that. But I've played the game this guy's playing. He's going, I think she's cute. I would go out, but I'm not really charging to take the lead on this, because that would show that I'm looking for more than I'm actually looking for. It's actually a show of more commitment.
It sounds to me like the guy likes the bar Lottie's or whatever, and he probably has a few girls that he can, get their numbers. And when he goes to Lottie's with his boys, he can always break off and talk to or bring one of those girls like, hey, you want to come through and, go and have a conversation and a drink with her.
Men love vague and they love options. This is you have now become a vague option. Hey, now you're chasing after him, and he's basically it turns into a test of does this person care enough to want to go out with me? And it's also showing that he doesn't want commitment. But the thing is, like, in the more broader question, like, should you ever like go out with a guy who does this? I think it's more towards the way he did it. Like, if someone says to you, hey, here's my number, I would love to get drinks sometime, let's continue this on text. That's a different thing than I'm in this town as well. If you ever want to hit up this bar, shoot me a text. Like, that's a lazy of a lazy. Yeah. There's a difference in those two, right?
Totally. It's not, when are you free? Okay. I'd love to make a plan with you, right? Like a proper date.